you maybe noticed the similarities between English and the Chinese language. So which bit of the, like the word order, do you think which bit of the similarity you can think of between?
In terms of structure, I'd say that English and Chinese are similar because
In what way?
They follow the subject, verb, object structure, so that's similar.
Yeah. Can you think of any differences between these two languages?
Differences would be on a wider concept in the way that Chinese people think. That influences the way that they speak as well.
Yes. I will ask you to translate a Chinese sentence to see how you're going to put the word order in the right place. So how would you say the book that I bought yesterday was very expensive?
That would be 我昨天买的书很贵.
So what is the so-called Chinglish word order?
So the literal translation would be, I yesterday bought book, very expensive.
The interesting way to look at this sentence. So Chinese people will start with the background, like I bought yesterday. Then you mention the book,
yes,
rather than the book that I bought yesterday. In English, that way. Can you think anything else apart from the language that the Chinese always think from the background gradually come to the foreground? Any other examples apart from the language?
So normally when I write letters to my Chinese friends, it was quite complicated at first because it was such a different concept. In Chinese, when you write a letter, like you start with China at the top and then you gradually make the details smaller. So it'd be China, then the country, and the address would become smaller, and then the name. Whereas in English, it would start off with the person's name, and then the street, and then the country would be at the bottom.
Yeah, so the other way around, I'm thinking. So that also reflects in the Chinese language too. Yes, like we just to use the example of the relative clause. There's other element of the. We're thinking of the differences between Chinese and the English. Chinese people often are thinking in sequences. For instance, a sentence like, I come to the college by car every day. How would you say that in Chinese?
So in Chinese, that would be 我每天坐车来学园.
Yeah. So in this case, what is the Chinglish word order for this?
That would be I every day come, by car to college.
Yeah. So you always, Chinese people will think of this, the action sequence. You have to think of you sitting in the car and then come to college. So these are very interesting, the language logic. Possibly that also will affect how Chinese people think as well, and how Chinese people report any events. So yeah, that's the. I think these are two very noticeable the difference between English and the Chinese.